considering really solid offline results and always regarded as being a powerful player. Often seen through his content, but hey, he's making a statement here tonight. But we'll see more of him later on. Right now, we're going to be moving right into White Nova versus Bankai.
Yeah, and White Nova, we've actually seen them have quite a bit of success in these tournaments in the past as well. White Nova, I believe, making it all the way into top 8 of last week's DNA, only to be felled by the eventual winner. That was indeed Chunky Kong. Certainly one of the more unforgettable sets in recent DNA memory, with them versus that Steve building the L's and eventually Chunky Kong building himself the dub. But that's something to reminisce upon later. We got to live in the moment, and right now Bankai certainly living for this, trying to finish it off with the flip kick, and eventually does get the kill, and just moving all over the place to employ a tri-statism.
All right, the sleaziest of edge guards to be expected from Bankai. Even amongst the midst of a little bit of a character crisis, you know the Zero Suit is here to stay and here to play. Amazing control of the character. Bankai's always been regarded as being one of those, not quite hidden talents, but the ones that, even if you don't know right off the top of your head, even if you don't see their name in the title of a stream, you can't sleep on this character and this player at all. And Palutena, a very popular target for any of the residents from the Empire State. This is a matchup that Bankai's going to know very well, so seeing how well White Nova navigates around Zero Suit is going to be interesting, especially given how laterally oriented that stadium is, because it gives a lot of room for Palu to be able to build up plenty of damage and to shark bad landings. But at the same time, Zero Suit, an incredibly agile character, is very much capable of taking advantage of this stage to make for any clear escape and build up pretty safe damage in her own right.
It's kind of interesting because this isn't necessarily a Wi-Fi warrior special. We have seen Bankai have tremendous success offline, making both the New York PR and indeed Philadelphia when they wound up moving down to Philadelphia to attend Drexel University. So just tremendous success all in all. And White Nova, not too bad a player themselves, an individual from out of the state of California, and as they are going to try to continue their good run of form and Wi-Fi brackets, Bankai going to utilize that flip kick again. One of the best singular options in the game, but it's not like Palu doesn't have that nair. Of course, boost kick up to the top. I'm not going to call it what I used to call it. I kind of save that for juice, but maybe if I'm feeling it, Bankai can show me something. Who knows?
Well, you know this boy's never done with tricks of his own. Solid Zero Suits are pretty plentiful within the entire tri-state scene, but Bankai's put a lot of effort into making a name of his own right. But let's see if he could keep it here.
I think every single DSS in Tri-State has had a character crisis at some point, save maybe Dylan. Oh, but look at this! The rocket kick off of the top. There, I pulled it out.
Keep on coming right back for it. Excellent control of the sky. Bankai going to be taking game 1.
I couldn't resist any further. I had to do it. But yeah, you saw it. White Nova making the mistake of going into the corner and trying to... Yeah, this was the first stock where I thought the flip kick was coming at first, but then Bankai said, lulling him to sleep, and then bam, hits him with it off of the ledge. So beautiful stuff there from Bankai, and I believe this was the last stock where, White Nova eventually punishes that, but here we go. This is the up air string, and eventually, White Nova not able to DI, and you get caught in that, it is hard to get yourself out.
Indeed, especially considering the fact that Palutena doesn't really have that many landing options. At best, she can warp across the stage and then just take advantage of having really good aerial movement to position herself better, but down air is only active for like 1 to 2 frames. You're not doing much with that. Nair is not a good landing option, just outright, and unless you're bold enough to go with counter or a really well-spaced auto reticle, you're honestly just looking for a beating if you're trying to land on top of Zero Suit. It's just not working out. So let's see if White Nova cleans up any of that aerial play and starts to take advantage of things being a little bit tighter here on Smashville for Game 2.
White Nova,
we're going to see Bankai immediately take advantage of the close quarters and just start to put out some big damage.
Again, you're going right into the octagon.
Pure animal.
Bankai mutually assured destruction on Smashville. You got to come ready to step into the octagon, and wow, coming out swinging.
We're out here guns blazing on Smashville. Amazing start. Both players taking it in stride. Let's see if they can keep up this momentum as it's building further and further. Boxing up from center stage, I feel, is super important for both of these characters because they can play at the ledge really well, but there's not a lot of space to really finagle yourself across the ledge, so these offstage bouts are going to get very hectic very quickly.
So it's basically like, okay, your strongest options maybe aren't going to be your strongest option, especially against these characters. So it really comes down to how well you can play the game otherwise. I do kind of feel like this might give an advantage to Palutena just in general because you can catch in midair so well with just your nair. You're not nerfing that thing to the point of ineffectiveness unless you do some absolute hack work to the frame data. But I don't know. I feel like you just I feel like you can utilize that just a little bit more as White Nova is doing right here and drags down off of the ledge, not taking advantage just yet. Bankai is going to exert their stage control and in the advantage state. However, yeah, this is White Nova still hanging in there, and no one's out of it yet, but maybe Bankai getting the download just a little bit. Ooh, yeah.
Having a really good sense of where White Nova wants to place himself for spacing's purposes. The side B really did a good job there for Bankai, but let's see if he can maintain here while he has the stock lead. As you mentioned, neutral air from Palutena is going to be a key component of how White Nova controls this stage, although it wouldn't be for the reasons you would typically expect. While indeed a strong combo tool for Palutena, its value for extending edge guards and racking up the damage is much more important here, because it's going to be able to take advantage of the fact that Zero Suit doesn't really have that many strong landing options here.
Yeah, and that was kind of the thing that we saw earlier on, was we saw White Nova going off of the ledge and catching ZSS mid-recovery. You know, as long as you're there to eat up a jump, you know, where they have to rely on something like, you know, like flip kick or the boost kick, as long as you're there able to do it and maybe catch Bankai lacking, that could be all it takes to steal a stock and maybe get yourself to a Game 3 scenario so you can get out of the octagon and get out of these close quarters where Bankai is kind of thriving right now, though they are down numerically. White Nova now looking for the kill was Bankai, but not going to find it. White Nova needs something here. What are you looking for?
Let's see if he can get himself safe landings. That's all he really needs, especially considering how heavy this damage is. Back air is threatening really heavily at this point. Kind of a screwy recovery, but it worked out really well. And here at the ledge, down smash isn't catching, but the side B is just like that. Bankai 2-0ing White Nova, moving along in the loser's bracket, determined to stay in the runnings for tonight.
No, Bankai has never been an easy out for any of these tournaments, and there is a meme in the tri-state area, the Bankai bracket, where you have it so easy and you just go on a run, and I believe it actually originated from your neck of the woods. But yeah, that thing,
of course.
You got to show yourself, you got to show some cojones when you come out to these brackets, and certainly going for that down air and connecting, that's how you do it, and certainly that gut up. You catch yourself jumping up. You'd never want a neutral get up in front of ZSS. That just seems to be the thing that you want to go in against. People have been punished by that just too many times. We've seen people cost themselves tournaments with that lapse in judgment. So realizing, okay, maybe the jump is the play, but Bankai reading that, spacing themselves out, and perfectly executing with the Plasma Whip on the ledge.
Yeah, that was amazing control of the character. And I know Zero Suit is one of those characters, the reason so many people falter on playing her or deride her as not being so strong is just because so many options are there for you, so many good options, but not knowing when to use them or mistiming them can be disastrous for the character. Her disadvantage state outside of, using flip kick for escapes is pretty rough, considering how linear her recovery is if that flip kick gets taken away.